SD-WAN. So why the SD-WAN is rising? First of all, connecting branch offices with headquarters is challenging right now. Traditional approach uses MPLS or private lines. Both are high price tags. Internet broadband is cheaper, but it does not provide any SLA guarantee. So to bridge the gap between these two technologies, like getting a cheaper internet circuit and also to get the SLAs at the same time, a new WAN service is developed. This new WAN service offers business class WAN with a lower price tag, and this service is known as SD-WAN, which is software-defined wide area network. So SD-WAN, what it does, it makes the unreliable internet as a reliable and secure, performing like a private line. So when you get a private circuit, a point-to-point circuit, private point-to-point circuit, or MPLS circuit between your two sites, it's very reliable. It comes with a lot of SLAs, and those qualities were not available in the internet circuit. So what SD-WAN does, it makes that unreliable internet circuit reliable and secure. So SD-WAN, the advantage of SD-WAN is it reduces the MPLS circuit cost by shifting traffic over the encrypted tunnels through the internet. SD-WAN also removes the requirement for a manual configuration of each individual networking devices that we do in the traditional network. So now, just to understand the SD-WAN deeply, the traditional WAN, each network device handles three different duties. One is the management, second is the control, third is the data forwarding. So each device has all these three planes integrated in them. So all the networking routers and switches today that we have, they have all these three functionality integrated. The management is basically responsible for the configuration and management of the devices. The control is responsible for making path selection and decisions, how to route the traffic. And then the third, data forwarding, is basically responsible for forwarding the actual user data. With SD-WAN, these duties are now split, and the management functionality is moved to a centralized dashboard. So you don't have to go and configure each and every device manually, but you can do it from a central location, which is a centralized dashboard. The control plane functionality is shifted to a centralized controller. So again, you don't have to go to each and every device, and you have to configure the control plane functionality over there. You can do it from a centralized controller. For data forwarding, the functionality is transferred to an edge appliance, which goes in every branch office. So in SD-WAN, they have divided all different duties to different devices. So what are the benefits of SD-WAN? So SD-WAN encrypt data across the connectivity. So the normal the internet circuits, they don't have any kind of built-in security. So what it does, SD-WAN encrypt the data and provide the security. So it's like end-to-end security. It also does the cost savings because MPLS and private lines are pretty expensive. So internet circuits are very cheap. And in the last slides that I have shown previous week, so we have seen the bandwidth cost is like internet circuit is $2 per MB versus $200 per MB for MPLS. So that's how the cost difference is. So it's a cost savings. You have more network visibility. You can sit on the vManage, which is your central management dashboard, and you can see the entire network from there. It's a simplified deployment. You have to just send the edge device appliance to a branch office. Anybody can connect two cables on it, and in few minutes your network is up on the branch. So you have a centralized management and control, and also you have you get zero-touch provisioning from SD-WAN, which is one of the benefits. You don't have to do initial configuration on the devices. When you order the devices, they come up with the basic configuration, and you just connect it into the network, and it will come up with your overlay that Cisco has already configured when they ship the devices. So if you see the traditional...
Faisal, on the previous slide, I had a question.
Yeah, sure.
You talk about end-to-end security. So you say that traditional WAN did not have end-to-end, and then SD-WAN uses the term zero trust security. So what do you mean by that? Why couldn't you do end-to-end security on traditional WAN, and why on SD-WAN only you can do it? And you don't. You have IPsec there, TLS, all these other security mechanisms. So why do you make that claim that SD-WAN has end-to-end security?
So with SD-WAN, when you bring up a device, it come up with either the DTLS or TLS tunnel with the controller, which is a control plane tunnel, or it creates an IPsec tunnel with the other data plane devices like vEdges. So these two, the control plane tunnel, it is SSL based, which is a secure socket layer, and the IPsec tunnel is also it's encrypted and authenticated. So it's also providing you security. With the traditional WAN, because you get a private line, you are not worried about these kind of security. So it's a private line for you, and you don't configure any kind of security on private lines. The reason we are doing end-to-end security in SD-WAN because we are using the internet circuits, which are unsecure. They are not as secure as the private circuit is. So if when you order MPLS circuit, it's between 2 points and your 2 data centers, or your 2 branch offices, or your headquarter and the branch office. So it's your private circuit. You don't need that kind of security as you need on the internet-based circuit. So a regular internet circuit doesn't have any security on it. So that's why when you want to use the internet circuit for your corporate data, so you need some kind of security, and that security you get with the SD-WAN feature, which is the end-to-end security. Like it creates the secure tunnels to transmit your control data as well as your user application data.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. So this is the traditional branch connectivity. If you see the top right-hand side, there's a branch office in blue. It has 2 MPLS circuits, circuit 1 and circuit 2, going to an MPLS cloud, and then it is connecting to the data center. This is the traditional branch connectivity. And nowadays, the applications are moving in the SaaS cloud, so you can see all those applications, Office 365, Dropbox, Salesforce, everything is sitting in the SaaS cloud. So the branch office, if they want to access those applications in the cloud, see, they have to go all the way to the data center, and then from data center, they have to use the internet circuit going to the SaaS cloud. So it's additional hops and unnecessary hops, and it increased the latency. So it increased the latency. It also put burden on the central internet circuit, which is going from data center to the SaaS cloud. So every branch, let's assume if you have hundreds of branch offices, so every branch is connecting to data center, and then from data center going out to the SaaS cloud. So it is consuming a lot of bandwidth from the internet circuit that you have from the data center, and also it's creating latency and unnecessary hops. So with SD-WAN, the same setup, you can get it like this. So you can have a direct internet connection to the SaaS application. So you drop one of your MPLS circuit, you save cost over there, and you still have one MPLS circuit that is connecting you to your data center, and the other circuit which you have dropped, you have replaced it with the internet circuit. That internet circuit is going directly to the cloud. So now any user who want to access these cloud-based applications, they can go directly from the branch office instead of hopping to the data center and then going out from the data center to the SaaS cloud. So this way, what you are achieving, you are saving money. First thing, you have dropped one MPLS circuit. Second thing, you have better latency now. Users are going directly to the internet. Third thing is also that on the data center internet circuit, you can also reduce the bandwidth now because your branch offices are no longer coming to the data center and going out to the SaaS cloud, but they are going directly. So you don't need that much bandwidth on your data center circuit. So traffic going to corporate office could be directed to MPLS. Any traffic that want to go to the corporate office, that can still use the MPLS circuit. And the traffic that is destined to internet or cloud provider, it can follow the direct path using broadband connectivity. So bulk of branch traffic is normally destined for internet. So that's how you can go directly from the branch. SD-WAN, what is the advantage of SD-WAN here? It offloads the internet traffic from remote site and put it directly on the internet instead of backhauling it across an expensive MPLS link to corporate office. So that's the benefit of SD-WAN. You can see. Any questions here?
Just 1 second. Faisal, somehow Tariq is saying he is not able to unmute. Faraz, can you see if you can unmute caller user 4, I believe? And he wants to ask a question. And if he cannot, I'll ask him on his behalf. Tariq, you're saying you cannot unmute? Tariq, so I'll ask Tariq. Please continue, Faisal, and once Tariq texts me the question, I will ask it from you.
All right. Okay.
I think it's unmuted now.
All right, Tariq, do you have a question at this point?
I think we passed that slide. So continue on, and I will mute my end, and then I'll ask when I will have question on the following slide. We don't want to go back. So.
Faisal, I have a question on this slide.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that with the SD-WAN you can use connectivity over internet and you can access these applications. Now in the real world scenario, what is happening is most of the corporate users are dialing in from their homes anyway, or logging in from their homes. So they're already bypassing MPLS to access these applications, like doing a WebEx or a Skype over the internet. Meaning that's already happening. So what is the value?
This is the scenario we are talking about, the branch office. So every company has a lot of branch offices, and the users who are sitting in the branch offices, this is the scenario specific for those users who are sitting in the branch offices, not for the mobile users.
Okay. But aren't the mobile users already threatening the security of the connectivity? Meaning, aren't they creating security loopholes by connecting to the internet, to the cloud?
No, when mobile users, they connect to their corporate network, they connect through a VPN. They don't use the open internet. They come through the VPN, so it's already secure.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
So if I may add to that, if they are connecting to Office 365, for example, just email, they are already using SSL encryption, which is a certificate-based authentication and encrypted data. So that is secure already en route. The workstations or laptops are already company imaged. So they have they are patched and they are secured that way. So they are not posing any threat. This is specifically for a branch office and conserving bandwidth.
Correct. Thank you, Khalid.
So, more in more generic terms, can we say that this solution will enable organizations to use any open internet instead of lease line or MPLS circuit and get the same level of service.
That's correct.
So if MPLS is a dedicated service with a guaranteed bandwidth, then if we go to this solution and use open internet, how we can guarantee that same level of service if it is coming that cheap and using the internet, or if we don't use this and just use the internet without the MPLS, or just like another. Just trying to understand that how it becomes cheaper by using internet without any MPLS level of service and get the same results.
Yeah, so we already discussed that MPLS is 100 times more expensive per megabit compared to broadband or internet, right? So the reason why MPLS is such an expensive solution because MPLS offers excellent quality of service in terms of packet loss and latency. This reliability is essential for real-time traffic, especially voice over IP. So a lot of companies, they use voice over IP solution in their corporate network. So that kind of reliability is needed for the circuit. So major reasons for MPLS to be expensive is its service dependability, SLA guarantee, latency, packet delivery, and availability. And even should an outage, MPLS provider resolve the issue within a stated period of time, or otherwise they pay you penalties, or they give you refunds for the service of for the time it was down. So those kind of SLAs you don't get in internet connections, right? So when you combine internet with SD-WAN, you get very close to those kind of SLAs. And we will see in upcoming slides how SD-WAN make broadband that secure and provide the guaranteed SLA, because when we combine SD-WAN with the internet, you can configure policies on the SD-WAN, and you can also define SLAs in those policies, like if the packet drop exceeds certain limits, or if the latency exceeds certain limits, then fall back my data to the MPLS circuit instead of the internet. So that's why that's why MPLS is not going away anywhere. MPLS is still staying. So people are reducing costs by reducing the MPLS circuit, but they are not going away from the MPLS service. They are still keeping MPLS circuits. They want to traverse their real-time data on the MPLS circuit, and they want to move all the application data, the cloud-based application on the internet circuit. So there are different type of services. Like also there are some compliance issues. There's for some financial companies, they want to keep their data on the MPLS instead of the internet circuit. So there are two different purposes of these circuits. Any real-time data, any compliance things, you can still keep it on the MPLS, while the other applications like the cloud-based application, you don't need that kind of SLA for those applications. So you can move those applications on the internet circuit, combine it with the SD-WAN, you get almost close to the MPLS type SLA.
Okay. Thank you.
So the business case for SD-WAN is primarily always cost savings, right? So with the SD-WAN, you can save a lot of costs, and SD-WAN eliminates also or downsize the expensive MPLS with cheaper internet circuits. So that is the business case for SD-WAN.